All right, guys, what's up? Hi, my name is Echen, and today we are introducing a skill, right? It's called escape from multi-parenthesis problem, I suppose. As you can see, the question has multiple parentheses, which makes it really complicated. But is it requiring any specific skill, new like fancy skills? Not at all. Only two things you have to remember, okay? The first thing is how to remove the parentheses. So it's very simple. There are only two scenarios. When the parentheses in front of your variable or I mean you can just read. All right, guys, what's up? This is teacher Ethan here. So today we're doing this skill called escape from multi-parenthesis question. Okay, so obviously this is the type of question that's really complicated. With multiple parentheses, it levels up your difficulty. Okay, so for this particular question, for this type of question, there is no shortcut. Okay, so and all you need to do is to master your two skills into the maximum. The first one is how to remove the parentheses, right? Okay, so for removing parentheses, there are only two scenarios. The first one, in front of parentheses, you have a positive sign. In this case, you have to do absolutely nothing. Just remove it. Okay? What if you have a negative sign in front of your parentheses? Okay, this is where the trick is. Okay, so what you need to do is you have to distribute this negative sign into the parentheses. Okay, so the way you understand it, you can think it as this way, right? Let's see, we have a next in the parentheses. Okay, so what is minus x in the parentheses? It's basically adding a negative one multiplied by x in the parentheses. Okay, so basically in this case, right, you remove the parentheses, but you have to finish the calculation, which is -1 minus x. Okay, so what is -1 times x? You just change the sign of x, right? So if you ever wondered why this happens, this is the logic. Okay, all right. So this is the only skill you need to master. And something else is to simply knowing what the sequence of calculation is, right? Everyone know you calculate the parentheses first, but the parentheses, they have their hierarchies, okay? So this is what we call a parenthesis, right? And we have square brackets and we have curved brackets. Basically, right, you deal with the parentheses first, and then the square one, and then the curved one, okay? So that is the rule. All right, guys, so only two things. Right? So remove the parentheses starting with the smallest one, and then don't forget to change the sign when you have a negative sign in front of the parentheses. Okay? Now, guys, obviously, if you look at this practice question, right, this is not as easy as we would imagine. Why, guys? Removing parentheses, right, with only one thing to be careful with, which is the negative sign, is not an arduous task, unless you're making it a pressure test, right? So how do you prove that you are a master of this skill? All you need to do is to solve a question like this, okay? Obviously, this is designed for you to make mistakes. Okay, so let's take a look. First of all, remember this, there's absolutely no shortcut, okay? When there's no shortcut, you have to understand your weakness and move forward. For example, my weakness, I think, is I don't enjoy writing steps. So I'm gonna intentionally write steps this time to decrease the amount of likelihood that I make a mistake. Okay, so let's take a look. First of all, right, we deal with this section of the operation. And as you can see, on the right-hand side, it's actually not very complicated. I don't have to deal with this at all. What I should do is I simplify this algebraic expression on the left-hand side, right? After I simplify this into the simplest form, I can go ahead to deal with the equation. So right now, our job is to simply simplify. Okay, So now let's get started. Task number 1, right? Be aware there is a negative sign. So when you are removing this parenthesis while distributing 1/4 into the term, making sure the outcome has the sign flipped. Okay, so this is what I get. 1/2 multiplied by x minus 1/3. And inside of the parenthesis, it's going to be x minus 1/4 plus 1/6. Okay, so this is what we have in our first step. All right, now continue with the calculation. Obviously, you can find out that after you calculate this part, it's going to give you 3/4x, right? And now be aware this is still a negative sign, so you need to change the sign when you distribute 1/3 into the stuff in the parentheses. Okay, so you have 1/2 x minus 1/3 times 3/2, so that will be 1/4x again, and subtract 1/18 minus 3/2. Okay, so again, you would still need a bracket here. Okay, now all you need to do is to combine all the terms, right? So you have 1/2, and in the parentheses, it's going to be 3/4x minus, this is going to be 14/9, right? Okay, and then just one last step. Distribute this 1/2 into the equation, into the terms. Okay, so in the end, what you get is 3/8x minus 7/9. Okay, so that is your algebraic expression 1, right? And this is still an equation, so you have to solve the equation. 3/8x minus 7/9 equals x plus 3/4. All right, so well, a little calculation needs to be done, right? You remove the term, you move the terms to the other side, you got negative 5/8 x equals 3/4 plus 7/9. Okay, so basically x is equal to, if you combine those two terms, it's going to be 36 in the bottom, 55 on top, and multiplied by negative 5/8. Okay, after you do the calculation, x is equal to a very nice number, right? 22/9. Okay, so guys, as you can see, what I feel like I'm probably gonna make most of the mistake is what? Is the negative sign and those important steps, right? So every time when I have this negative sign in front, I make sure that I do every step carefully. I use markings, I use every possible method to make sure this is the correct calculation, okay? And then you can have complicated question like this done correctly. All right, guys, and this is it for the skill you need to learn today, and I wish you best of luck in the